One morning, Edward was telling his stories to the other engines. Duck and Percy heard Edward's story. "I once delivered a water wheel to Great Waterton," said Edward. "That was a great story," Edward said. "A liver." Toby smiled comfortably. Just then, the Fact Controller came to see Edward. "Edward, I need you to pick up a goods train from Knapford and take it to Maron, please." "Yes, sir," said Edward. So Edward collected his trucks. And he puffed away. The trucks had great respect for Edward and they behaved well. Even Percy was impressed by Edward's hard work. No, Edward cheered Percy. Even Duck was happy too. No, Edward cheered Duck. At last, Edward arrived at Maron Station. He uncoupled from his truck and he steamed away. But on his way back, Edward wasn't very careful. At Brendam Docks, Douglas was pulling some tall wagons. Edward slammed on his brakes and he nearly collided with the tall wagon. "What was that?" Edward asked Douglas. "What noise?" "I didn't hear any noise. Nothing happened. I was very careful," replied Edward. And then, without thinking about it, Edward told a lie. He didn't mean to. He began to feel worried. Back at Knapford, Toby came to see Edward. He was looking very sad. "What's the matter?" Edward asked Toby. "I told a lie," replied Edward. Toby went to get the Fact Controller. Soon, the Fact Controller came to see Edward. He can see he was very sad. "I did it. I lied. I wasn't careful at the docks and I nearly smashed into the tar wagons." "Edward, why didn't you just tell Douglas when it happened?" "I was afraid you'd get mad at me for not listening." "I'm really sorry, sir." "Well, I'm glad you told me, Edward." This made Edward feel better already. Back at Tidmouth Sheds, Edward told the other engines about what happened today. Duck and Percy were glad. They cheered Edward on in the morning. "Way to go, Edward," said Donald and Douglas. Edward was glad he told the Fact Controller the truth, and he learned to be more careful in the future.